getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Glad to have you guys in the stream, being a part here on the channel for this one today. Doubleheader SEC opener going down, as I'll be covering play-by-play of 2 games in a row for the SEC college basketball openers. The conference play, first one, we got Florida Gators taking on the number 20 ranked Auburn Tigers in this matchup. If you guys are joining in, a couple days ago over on Christmas, created a new scoreboard out here with some nice colors out on the stream, so that's what we got going on. Should be hopefully 2 great games going down here today, and this one a massive matchup, going to tip off in under 3 minutes from now. Florida record of 7-5, Auburn record of 10-2. This game is at Auburn for this matchup. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ashton, Andrew, Bradley, Landon, hope all is going well, everybody. Happy holidays out to you guys. Glad to have you guys on board, being a part here. We'll keep on updating you guys throughout college basketball. Today's scores going on, same as the NBA once those games tip off at the top of the hour. Florida comes in with only 2 victories over teams that's major conference opponents, and they don't have a signature victory to their name so far this season. Their best wins against Oregon State, 81-68, which Oregon State with a 7-6 record currently. And the other win, their lone win on the road, came at Florida State, 76-67, which Florida State in a down season, just 4-10, their record this season. So, tall task ahead for the Gators for this matchup, that they're coming in with just 1 win on the road going up against Florida State. As Auburn ranked at number 20 this week in bracketology, they are put as the number 6 seed this week, according to Joe Lunardi of ESPN. But they don't have like signature victories themselves. Conference play is starting to heat up very soon, since we get the season opener today. But they did beat Northwestern by 1 in a grind, 43-42. They won against St. Louis 65-60. Coming off their best win, though, at Washington on last Wednesday, 84-61 on the road. Washington having a pretty good record this year at 9-4. It's these two teams different from each other. Auburn, a lot of the key players back. This was one of the youngest rosters in the nation from 2 years ago for the Tigers. And now these players are much older right now for Auburn on this roster. And they have a great transfer that came in from Morehead State, Johnny Broome, on their team, named Ohio Valley Conference Defensive Player of the Year from last season. Florida mostly transfers on this team. Colin Castleton, the main player, he is back. Their big man, but everybody else around him on the roster, majority of those key players are transfers. Will Richard out of Belmont, Trey Bonham out of VMI, Kyle Lofton, the point guard, came from St. Bonaventure, Alex Fudge from LSU, which we'll see later, taking on Arkansas. That's an interesting matchup because LSU hasn't played like a quality opponent yet. They take on number 9 Arkansas. It's a home game too for LSU, and the game after this one, part of doubleheader. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Going to tip off in a couple minutes from now. Glad to have you guys on board, being a part here on the channel tonight for this one. Looks like on the line, Auburn, 5.5-point favor in this matchup. Over under set at 140 between these two teams. Yeah, Tennessee is in a close one right now against Ole Miss. Ole Miss, that's shocking. Ole Miss lost, I think, against like a mid-major team last week for them. So Tennessee only up by 3, 57-54. With just above a minute left to go. We'll keep you guys posted with games throughout the night. Virginia leading Albany. UConn taking on Villanova. That's a close game right now. UConn undefeated at 13-0, the number 2 team in the nation. So we're going to tip off shortly, going down between these two teams. Both of these teams coming into this game, really good blocking teams entering this matchup here. Florida ranking number 5 in the nation in blocks per game. Auburn, the best team in the nation, number 1, averaging 7.1 blocks per game this season. They have 2 players in the top 5 of the SEC in blocks per game. One of them is Johnny Broome, who is currently number 6 in all of Division I men's basketball this season. averaging 2.8 blocks per game. And then Dylan Cardwell inside the top 5 in the SEC in blocks per game as well. Auburn with the white uniforms tonight. Dark blue numbers, dark blue letters, orange outline. Florida going to go in their blue uniforms, orange numbers, orange letters, white outline for this matchup. Big game here. Starting off conference play, SEC play as it is rocking out at the Neville Arena out in Auburn, Alabama, as we're about to get started here. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe as we are underway. Auburn controls the opening tip. Left to right on the court, Auburn with the basketball first is Wendell Green, the point guard. Moves it out to his right into the hands of Zep Jasper. Bounce pass deflected out of bounds. Looking to go down low to Jalen Williams, but deflected out by Florida 13 seconds through. As Auburn will get the inbound here. The lob goes to Chris Moore. Sends it down inside. Deflected, stolen away. Florida comes out with a steal. First possession of the game for the Gators, trying to take it down low. As we have a turnover by the Gators, losing control of the basketball. There was contact, no call. Trey Bonham just took it right downhill off the dribble drive and lost it out of bounds. So turnover to start things off for the Gators. Second possession of the game for Auburn. First one resulting in a turnover. Wendell Green on the outside. Pick set by Johnny Broom at the top. Green moves it out to his left to Zep Jasper. Back out to the perimeter. Straightaway three. That's good to start things off for Auburn. It's number 2, Jalen Williams, who knocks it down. Florida on their second possession of the game. Trey Bonham, Will Richard, Kyle Lofton, Alex Fudge, Colin Castleton getting the start tonight for Florida. Johnny Broom, Chris Moore, Jalen Williams, Wendell Green Jr., Zep Jasper, the starting 5 for Auburn. Up fake. They move it out to the corner for Florida. 1 minute through, 3 at the corner. Missed off the mark. Auburn, a solid perimeter defense. Top 12 in the nation. Here they go, looking for an outlet. Down low, Johnny Broom. Defense cover. Shovels the pass. Watch out down low. Bucket good on the layup. That's by Chris Moore for 2 inside the low post. 5-zip Tigers. 1.5 minutes through the first so far. Florida looking for something on the board in this game as they've only played one road game this season. It was a win against Florida State. It's only 4-10. That's a turnover around the perimeter by the Gators. Tough start here for Florida. It's going to go back to Auburn with 18:21 on the clock. Ashton, welcome in. Glad to have you in the stream, man. Auburn with the inbound to Wendell Green. Puts into the hands to Jalen Williams. They work their way down inside the low post. Johnny Broom outside to the top. Up fake. It goes to Williams. Floats up the runner. Missed off the back rim. Battle for the rebound. Tipped by Castleton. Right back to Jalen Williams. Offensive board. Wendell Green at the free throw circle. Step back jumper straight away. Missed off the rim. A rebound controlled by Castleton. Colin Castleton, the star player for Florida. Still with the Gators. As here's a 3 at the corner. Missed off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound, they couldn't put it up, and they couldn't be able to finish down low. Off the glass, too tall there for number 2, Trey Bonham. A lot of these players, mid-major players that came into Florida, transferred in with a new head coach, replacing Mike White. So they have the former head coach from San Francisco, Todd Golden. That is a slam dunk. Chris Moore, 7-0 Tigers. Yeah, shocking to see that they put this game over on ESPN2 tonight. Florida hasn't really been playing that well lately this season. The Gators just stuck right now, rising for the jumper from the perimeter. Finally, something goes down for Florida. First bucket of the game, it goes to, that's number 3, Alex Fudge. So he is a transfer from LSU coming in. Multiple transfers on this team. Yeah, ESPN's got bowl games now, but it's kind of odd how they distribute the games and stuff like that. Like ESPN2 has got this one tonight, but I saw there's bigger games like Baylor, TCU next week. They put it on ESPN Plus in the Big 12 network because there's still bowl games going on and like other games as well for like college basketball. But in my opinion, that's the best one. one of the best games for the day that day. Gators with the basketball, wide open three. They're going to settle for it. That misses well off the mark. Bottom left part of the backboard by Trey Bonham as it goes back to Auburn. 4 minutes through, 16 minutes left to go in the first half. Tigers attacking downhill, blocked by Castleton. We'll see if this sparks something for Florida. Here goes the Gators up the floor. Trey Bonham moves it on top. 3 straight away. Missed off the mark, and the rebound controlled by Johnny Broom for Auburn. Daniel, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Auburn's going to slow it down. 7-3 so far. Gators just with a made 3-point shot by Alex Fudge. 4 points by Chris Moore so far for Auburn as the Tigers work their way low post with Johnny Broom. With a whistle, though, on the floor. It's going to be a reach and fall committed by Florida. So they pick up their first personal foul of the game. It's charged to Alex Fudge. All right, so we're going to take the first timeout of the night, it looks like. So we'll take the first timeout here. 7-3 to score, 15:53 remaining first half. All right, first time out of the night. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and appreciate all for joining in, being a part here on the channel. Rough start offensively to this game so far. Auburn shooting just 3 for 9 from the floor. Florida just 1 for 6. This is more of a perimeter-oriented Florida Gators type team that they're ranked inside the top 110 this season in three-point shooting. They're around like the 250s in two-point shooting, but Auburn's got a top 12 perimeter defense, and this is where it's posing problems for Florida right now. Just 1 for 5 from 3, taking away their strength for the Gators, and they're going to have to get other things done in this game. Colin Castleton, their top scorer, is yet to attempt a shot so far. All the other starters have 2 shots attempted by Fudge, Richard, Bonham, and Lofton with 1 shot attempt, but got to get the basketball to Castleton somehow, some way to make this a game. Chris Moore, 4 points so far, 2 for 3 from the floor. Jalen Williams made a 3 for Auburn. After this one, I plan on covering Arkansas against LSU. That should be a really good matchup going on. Arkansas is in the road, number 9 ranked in the nation. LSU, unranked. They're not even put in the bracket via bracketology on ESPN. LSU has played one of the easiest schedules per major conference team this season. And they got a new head coach, Matt McMahon from Murray State. They lost a bunch of players via the transfer portal. So this is like a signature game tonight for LSU because nobody has any clue like how they are. It's basically like Murray State 2.0 with the transfers they have. I think a couple of them are from Murray State that they have that transferred over to LSU. Yusuf, welcome on the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. UConn up over Villanova 26-21. Virginia looking good, leading Albany tonight 38-24. I was shocked to see that Missouri, they're at home hosting Kentucky, and that game is not on ESPN2, that they got this game instead. But Missouri leading Kentucky 12-5. Tennessee looking to pull it off against Ole Miss. It's tight in that matchup, 63-59. Tennessee, number 7 ranked team in the nation, only up by 4 with 9 seconds left to go. We'll keep you guys posted. And Alabama in a really good matchup against Mississippi State later tonight. That's number 8 ranked Alabama going up against number 21 ranked Mississippi State. So we're going to get back to action. 15 and a half left to go in the first. Auburn gets the inbounds. Dylan Cardwell, first time into the game today. He's top 5 in blocks in the SEC. They move it over to Allen Flanagan. Takes the deep 2 jumper. Missed off the rim. A rebound. Gets controlled by the Gators by Kyle Lofton. Kyle Lofton, a transfer from St. Bonaventure. One of multiple transfers in the Gators lineup. Passing to a backdoor cut wide open for the bucket. There's Kyle Lofton cutting left baseline right to the hoop backdoor. So Florida desperately needed that. They're down by 1 possession now. Trey Donaldson takes up the court in his first season from Tallahassee, Florida, and they give it away down low, looking to make the pass. Flanagan put into the wrong hands. It's a Auburn turnover. Florida with the basketball. Inside the key, floats up a shot that goes well short, out of bounds by the Gators, looking to draw contact. They couldn't. And we'll go right back to Auburn with 14:35 in the first. So Colin Castleton, the top scorer this season for Florida, yet to even get a touch in this game so far for a shot attempt. He's averaging just under 16 points per game. Not a good sign so far when your star player hasn't even touched the basketball. Inbound for Auburn. Handoff goes to Jalen Williams at the free throw circle. Jalen Williams floats up the shot over Castleton. Missed off the front rim. There's Castleton for the defensive rebound. I remember 2 years ago, the opening NCAA tournament game against Virginia Tech. It was the first game of 2021 to open up the tournament, and Castleton went off in the late second into overtime. Florida came back and beat Virginia Tech. Jumper at the free throw circle, not going to count. It's going to result in a turnover by Florida, looking for Kawasi Reeves. It's been a slow start to this game so far. Multiple turnovers, missed shots. Both of these teams struggling to shoot the ball from the floor so far. Credit for Florida to be right in this game at least, because Auburn's been hurting themselves too with these turnovers. Both teams with 2 turnovers so far. The Tigers missing 8 shots total, 3 for 11 from the floor. Florida's 3 for 8 so far. KD Johnson, one of the key players from last season, number 2 scorer behind Jabari Smith last year, takes the jumper. He's the spark off the bench. Drills the 2 at the baseline. Alex, thanks so much for joining in. I've looked into it. It's probably tough to do a clock, because I do a lot of the I do the score already, and the clock for a lot of the games, it starts and stops. We approach the 13-minute mark, left to go. Low block, KD Johnson puts it up, no good. Looking for the foul call they were, but couldn't get it as Florida comes back with the basketball. The Gators down low will draw the foul. So that's going to be on Cardwell right there. And Jalen Williams in the mix, too. They're going to call it on Jalen Williams, actually. Dylan Cardwell was right next to that. This will send Kyle Lofton to the free throw line, shoot 2. So 2 shots at the free throw line by Lofton. First one's good. Feel free to join in for Arkansas versus LSU tonight. Should be an interesting matchup there. Arkansas ranked at number 9 right now in the nation. That will be part of a doubleheader for tonight. As we start off SEC conference play. 12:45 left to go in the first. Trey Donaldson takes up the floor. Passes out to his left to Alan Flanagan. Puts the ball to the hands to KD Johnson. Johnson at the top of the key. Dribbles. Drives inside. We get a whistle. It's going to be a reach and fall picked up by Florida. Charged to Myron Jones, his first. Near side of the floor, inbound. Went from Flanagan over to Donaldson. Now around the perimeter for Auburn. They will pass it down low to Johnny Broome. Broome, turn around, tough shot, bounced off the rim, goes in, count it. And a foul by Johnny Broome. He'll shoot 1 as well at the free throw line. So Auburn goes on top by 2. Johnny Broome, the transfer from Morehead State. And the free throw went off the mark. They get the offensive rebound back, and KD Johnson's able to draw another foul. So back to the free throw line will go Auburn here as Florida picks up their 4th personal foul as a team right now. It's going to be the first one on CJ Felder. First one's a make by KD Johnson. Second one's good as well. Florida, dangerous inbound in their backcourt corner. Able to move the ball up the floor now as they will cross midcourt with it. Myron Jones pass half court for the Gators. Jones moves it into the hands to Lofton. Back over to Jones, edge of the Auburn logo. 12 minutes left to go before halftime. Fast first half so far. Catch and fire 3 at the wing. Missed off the back rim by Kawasi Reeves as the rebound goes back to Auburn. Deflected pass stolen away by Florida by CJ Felder. Gators bring it up the floor. Kyle Lofton at the wing, defended by Donaldson. Dribbles to the top. Moves it out to his left to Reeves. Drives baseline. Oh, he throws it down. Kawasi Reeves right there driving baseline. Throwing down the right-handed jam. It's a 2-point game. Florida hanging in right now so far. This is a team built mostly of transfers at the mid-major level. Led by Colin Castleton, their main player. Hasn't really gotten involved so far in this game offensively as it'll get deflected out of bounds. Gators touched it last. It's going to stay Auburn basketball with 11:18 left to go. Yeah, Castleton still yet to attempt a shot so far for Florida. We're going to take the second timeout of the night right now. 11:18 left to go in the first. 13-11, Auburn up. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe as we take a timeout from action right now. Nobody really taking over this game so far. 4 points each by Chris Moore and KD Johnson for Auburn. And then 4 points, top score by Kyle Lofton for Florida so far. It's been a grind offensively. Not a whole lot going on in this game. Been a defensive battle. Both teams shooting around mid-30s from the floor. And Florida's cold from three-point range. 1 for 6 right now. That's their bread and butter, is knocking down threes. They made a 3 really early on in the game, but haven't been able to respond with one back. It's good to see that they were able to dig themselves out of a hole, though, because at one point it was 7-zip Auburn leading this game. Missouri up over Kentucky right now, 17-10. Missouri blew out Illinois last week. UConn currently leading Villanova 33-30 in the final 30 seconds left to go before halftime. Villanova on a down start to the season this year. They've been on a winning streak lately, but really just struggling this season with their new head coach. Joe, welcome in. Yeah, things going pretty well. Weather's been pretty nice outside. I think it's supposed to get to like 50 degrees up here next couple of days. Feel free to join in for Arkansas against LSU later tonight. I'll be on the call of that game as well, so feel free to join in if you guys would like. Should be an interesting matchup. Arkansas ranked at number 9. LSU has a record of 11-1. Both of the teams, I think both of the teams entered that game with the same record. I'm pretty sure 11-1, and Arkansas is in the top 10. LSU isn't even close to the bracket because they've only played 2 teams of quality that they've played, or like 2 major conference teams. They haven't even played like teams of like good quality or so, the two major conference opponents that they played against were K-State and Wake Forest. So it's going to be really interesting to see that matchup today, because they've been skating by a bunch of mid-major teams, winning by single digits, and they host Arkansas tonight. New Year's Eve, just going to spend time with my family. Early in the day, I plan on covering 2 streams. It will be Louisville against Kentucky, and then I put in the poll for viewers to vote for either Arizona State versus Arizona or Kansas versus Oklahoma State. As that's a shot clock violation as we get back to action by Auburn. Auburn, by the way, in a 25-game home winning streak entering today. Yeah, I think I looked at the poll. Arizona versus Arizona State doing pretty well. A lot of people want to see that one, it looks like. 11 minutes left to go in the first. Florida with the basketball, looking for something here. Myron Jones, the transfer from Penn State, dribbles up into the key, drives, puts it up off the up fake, draws the foul. That's going to be on Johnny Broome on the blocking foul. Key defensive anchor for Auburn this season. This will be 2 free throws coming up for Florida. So that'll be Broome's first personal foul tonight. First free throw missed off the back rim, no good by Jones. Shocked to see that Myron Jones is averaging like under 3 points per game this season. I believe he was averaging like 15 when he played for Penn State. Second free throw is good. It's only a 1-point game right now with 10.5 minutes remaining in the first. And an offensive foul committed by Auburn. So this is a Tigers team that they've been struggling with a turnover. Struggled last season, struggling this season. Florida led by a new head coach, Todd Golden, coming from San Francisco. And it's been shocking so far. Gators right in this game, only down by 1. I was looking at who these teams played entering today. Florida, their best wins coming against Oregon State and Florida State against major opponents, as Florida takes their first lead of the game right to the rim, able to get the layup, as that is good, up and in off the glass with a right hand, number 14, Kawasi Reeves. Auburn beat Northwestern by 1 in a game that the final score is 43-42. They beat St. Louis at home by 5. They haven't faced a top 25 opponent just yet. Hook shot in the key. That is good by the Tigers to take the lead right back. Johnny Broome with a left-handed hook. That would be a no there, Vaughn. 9:40 left to go in the first. Florida with the basketball, top of the key. Myron Jones moves it out to the corner. Wide open 3. Missed off the back rim by C.J. Felder as he rushed his shot attempt. It will go out of bounds, deflected by Auburn. Florida shooting just 14% from 3. Or this is actually going to be rolled after the officials talked about it. They're going to actually change the call here. So it was last touch by Florida. So this is Auburn basketball. Veronica, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in. Bounce pass down low, Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams turned around in the key, missed off the mark. Battle for the rebound, in and out of the hands of Colin Castleton. Second time, no good. Third time, blocked from behind, was Johnny Broome. Ball goes out of bounds, so will stay Auburn ball. Great recovery there by Colin Castleton as he fell down, trying to battle for the rebound, but came back as he got the block, denying the third time around Johnny Broome right at the rim from behind. Will Tom Brady make the playoffs? I hope so. They've had so many opportunities. Off the inbound, Auburn turns it over. It's going to go back to Florida. Man, this has been a sloppy game. And the final score update, Tennessee has just won. They win in a nail-biter against Ole Miss, 63-59. Jay Ramirez, welcome back to the stream, man. Best of luck with your trip out to Puerto Rico. 6 turnovers by the Tigers tonight, just 3 by Florida so far, as we have 9:09 left to go first half. Florida gets the inbound as they cross midcourt. Approaching the 9-minute mark left to go. Myron Jones in the outside. Passes to the left of the perimeter. Alex Fudge had it swatted away. Stolen away here by Zep Jasper. Pushing tempo for Auburn. Moves out to the wing. 3 on its way. Jalen Williams. Missed off the front rim with a rebound control by Florida. Under 9 minutes left to go in the first. Gators looking for something, only down by 1. They were trailing 7-0. Their defense helping them stay in this game right now. As they move it around the perimeter. Right baseline dribble going backdoor. Missed the layup, though, around the rim and out by Kyle Lofton. Zep Jasper. Wendell Green has it into the key. Green lost it, poked loose. It went out of bounds. It's going to be last touch by the Gators. So Auburn's going to maintain possession here. 8:22 left to go. First half. Florida came into this game needing a signature win. This team is not in the NCAA tournament bracket via bracketology right now. 7-5 record, been a down season. Basically, Colin Castleton, the star player, and then a bunch of transfers coming in from mid-majors. The majority of them, but have a chance to get back on the right track in conference play here as Auburn has it. Spin move inside, blocked by Castleton. It will be a foul assessed to Castleton, and Todd Golden cannot believe the call. Yeah, he thought it was a clean block. Or no, they're not going to say blocking foul. It'll be Auburn basketball. So they were looking to see if they could get back to basketball. It looked like it was clearly blocked out of bounds. And now Auburn will draw the blocking foul. Yeah, things look pretty good in the SEC this season. A lot of teams in the top 25. What am I looking forward to in 2023? Just hopefully a better year. Going in, trying to make it the best year possible. We're going to take a timeout on the floor. 15-14 the scores. Auburn's up by 1. What's good, Jose? Welcome to stream, man. Thanks so much for joining in. Hope your Christmas went well. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe as we're currently in the timeout at the moment. Yeah, Missouri looking good. They crushed Illinois last week. 22-13. Missouri leading Kentucky with under 10 minutes left to go first half. UConn going into halftime with just a 1-point lead against Villanova, 33-32. It's been a really low-scoring game here. 15-14 with just around 8 minutes left. So we currently sit on a timeout right now. Yeah, looking like it for sure. Really realistic. They've been playing lights out. They did have like a cold stretch last week when they were, the week prior when they were on their road trip. But yeah, things looking really well. Christmas Day and then yesterday, credit to Houston. They were in most of that game yesterday and then Boston just took over in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are too, right now, based on how they've been playing the favorites to win the chip. Wow, poll right now is half and half. Make sure to vote in that poll if you guys haven't already done so. Who do you guys got in this one today, Auburn or Florida? Auburn comes in as the number 20 ranked team in the nation. They've won over 25 straight home games in a row, but the score right now quite surprising, just 15-14 as Florida's hanging in. Without their top scorer from the season doing any scoring so far, Colin Castleton yet to even attempt a shot so far with 8 minutes remaining in the first. It's been just that type of season. Upsets all over the map this year in college basketball. All right, so we get back to action. Auburn will shoot free throws to the line. This is Chris Moore shooting 2. First one is good. Second one's good by Moore. Florida down by 3 now. Gets the inbounds. Crossing midcourt, this is Trey Bonham. Castleton around the perimeter. Lost it, gets it back into the hands to Alex Fudge. Bounce pass, looking for Castleton. A little bit too wide, though. Get intercepted. Turnover by the Gators as they rush the bounce pass. Zep Jasper at the wing. They move it over to Wendell Green on the outside. Green towards his left, off the dribble. Now it goes to Johnny Broome at the top of the key. Hands it off to Green. Green at the elbow. Green, his pass deflected, intercepted. Castleton comes out with a steal with a handle. It's up the floor. Castleton. Oh, nice extra pass down low. It's going to result, though, in an offensive foul. Colin Castleton ran over the Auburn defender. They will not count the basket. Turnover by the Gators. For the big man, that's some great handles to dribble behind his back, but gotta just watch out for the defender right there. Great charge taken by number 12, Zep Jasper from Auburn. Colin Castleton yet to still score so far as we approach the 7-minute mark left to go in the first. And Auburn turns it over. Johnny Broome lost the handle at the baseline as it goes out. Man, turnovers just wreck you. This is really tough to watch. This game so far, bunch of turnovers. Auburn so far with 7 turnovers, 6 by Florida in the first half. They just added it. It's 8 now. It's updated. 8 turnovers by Auburn, 6 by Florida as we're under 7 minutes left to go before half. Castleton passes to a backdoor cutter, got rejected by the bottom part of the rim. They get the offensive rebound back, though, with Will Richard. Off to Castleton down low, still looking to score, draws the foul. And if that's on Johnny Broome, that'll be number 2. Looks like it's going to be on Donaldson instead, so the foul on Trey Donaldson, number 3 of Auburn. First shot by Castleton, he makes it. Second shot by Castleton's good. Pass midcourt for the Tigers. Trey Donaldson moves it on top over to Johnny Broome. Donaldson gets a touch, drives baseline. Takes the jumper, deep 2, missed off the rim. Castleton came up with a rebound as it's going to be knocked out of bounds and a push-off by Auburn as this will be Florida basketball. So that is on Johnny Broome. That's going to be number 2 for him now for personal fouls for their star big man. So now Broome comes out of the game. Here's an opportunity for Florida. 6:15 remaining in the first. Gators have the basketball. And it got kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Florida. It's a turnover. Kawasi Reeves trying to cut baseline. Couldn't handle it properly off his knee and out. Yes, Vaughn, that's a start. Auburn 0 for 7 on their last 7 field goal attempts. Dylan Cardwell going to get some extra playing time now. Chris Moore, bounce pass, down low. Cardwell, hook shot, in the key, scores for 2. We might see Auburn take advantage of the low post. 5.5 left to go in the first. Florida with a possession at the midcourt logo. Kawasi Reeves, bounce pass off to Castleton. Castleton still looking for his first basket in the night. Castleton double teamed, down low, draws the foul. That's going to be number 6 as a team by Auburn. Dylan Cardwell picks up the reach-in foul. Both teams now with 6 personal fouls. And Florida will have to burn a timeout. So they were looking to get it off in an inbound. They couldn't find anybody open. They have to burn a timeout from that. 5:20 left to go in the first. 19-16 to score. So we're going to take a timeout. All right, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. We going, I think this is the 3rd timeout of the game so far. Nobody really taking over. It's just been a grinded out type of battle between a lot of miscues and multiple turnovers in today's game and missed opportunities. Auburn +7 on the glass, 17-10. It's been tough in this matchup so far. 1 for 7 from 3 by Florida. That's a quick timeout, 30-second timeout. Castleton to inbound passers. We get back to action. Florida will inbound it in their front court. No field goals made in over the last 5 minutes for the Gators. Deflected at the corner by Cardwell as it goes out. $5:14 left to go before halftime. Lofton will be the inbound passer. Bounce pass at the corner. Elevates for the J for the Gators. Missed off the rim by Reeves. Defensive rebound pulled down by Cardwell. So we approach the 5-minute mark left to go. Auburn with the basketball past midcourt. Trey Donaldson dribbles towards his right at the top of the key. Moves it out to the corner into the hands to Jalen Williams. Backcourt to Donaldson. Out around the perimeter. Jalen Williams. He dumps it down to the low block. Intercepted by the Gators. Florida able to force multiple turnovers in this game so far. That's how they've been able to stay with them. Myron Jones passes off to Castleton. Castleton drives down low. Gets blocked by Cardwell. Top 5 in the SEC in blocks per game. Here goes Auburn back with the basketball. Big time rejection right there by Cardwell. Donaldson has it in his hands at the midcourt logo. 4:25 left to go in the first. Donaldson moves it on top over to Jalen Williams. Up fake. Shovels the pass. And it's a turnover. Off the knee of Cardwell is deflected. Looking to go to Cardwell, but great defense by Florida. Able to deflect the pass and then went off the knee of Dylan Cardwell and out of bounds. Yes, I know a band called Boston. Why there's so many tunnels in Boston? They go underground, like under the city. So if you build straight through the city, it would have been tough to do because there's just so many buildings. It's weird how it's set up because a lot of the other cities in the U.S. are like set up as a grid, but Boston is Not even close. There's like streets like all over the map. Probably not most likely for these two teams. Yeah, Auburn last year, Jabari Smith. A lot of the players are older now for Auburn, so we're going to take the timeout. 19-16 to score. This game is littered with turnovers. I think in the next one, Arkansas. I'm also covering Arkansas LSU after this one tonight. There could be a couple Arkansas players that potentially go in the lottery. Nick Smith Jr., he's out tonight, so he will not be playing for Arkansas. But Anthony Black's doing a really good job, and Black's a top 15 recruit. Nick Smith is, I think he was the number 3 recruit in the class of 2022. So both of them have a lottery pick potential from Arkansas on that team coming up. They face LSU. Missouri up over Kentucky. I was kind of shocked to see that game wasn't put on ESPN2 tonight. Missouri leading Kentucky 27-19 right now. UConn, Villanova started the second half. Villanova leads 34-33. First check on NBA tonight. Magic up over the Wizards 30-29. Magic up over the Pistons 30-29. The Wizards are crushing the Suns tonight. Suns without Devin Booker 45-28. Washington. Nets lead the Hawks 10-7, and Lakers and Heat just tipped off 5-3 Lakers. Alright, so if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, as we're currently in the timeout right now. Gonna get back to action in a couple minutes from now. 4 minutes left to go in the first. Really tough game to watch so far. 7 turnovers by Florida, 10 turnovers in the first half by Auburn. Florida shooting just 29% from the floor. Auburn barely better at 30% right now. The Gators are just 1 for 7 from three-point range. Like, this has a making to be a game in the 40s. Auburn won a game in the 40s against Northwestern, 43-42 last month. We had a 19-16 score with just 4 minutes remaining before half. Florida at the free throw line. This will be Myron Jones shooting free throws. So now in the 1-and-1 bonus as we come back from the timeout. First one's good. 6 teams ranked in the top 25 this week from the SEC. Auburn at 20. Mississippi State right behind them at 21. Kentucky in front of Auburn at 19. Arkansas at 9. Alabama 8. Tennessee at 7. Tennessee able to win in a close one by 4 points earlier today against Ole Miss. Second free throw is good. Yes, I've been in that tunnel before. Under 4 minutes left to go in the first. Auburn up just by 1. Wendell Green passes out to his right to KD Johnson around the perimeter. Moves it over to Wendell Green. Green at the midcourt logo. 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes, 15 seconds for the Tigers. We're going to see if they can get a shot off. Off to KD Johnson at the left wing. KD creates space, takes the jumper straight away. Hit rim, short, no good. And Florida comes up with a defensive rebound. 3.5 left to go in the first. Florida with the ball with Kyle Lofton. Lofton moves it on top to Myron Jones. Jones passes out to his left to Kawasi Reeves. They lob it down low. Lost position. It's a turnover. Jason Jitabo, their big man, down inside the low post, fumbled the basketball and turned it over. Auburn with it as we approach the 3-minute mark left to go. 18 combined turnovers in the first half. Deflected pass almost a 19th, and it will be in traffic or it will not. Referees will say kicked ball by Florida, so they are lucky. Auburn catches a break, and the clock will stop with 3:01. Malika, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in. I actually haven't. I haven't been to New York City before, believe it or not. It's only like 3.5 hours away from me. Auburn will get the inbound as we got 3 minutes left to go before half. And on the inbound, we have a reach and fall by Kawasi Reeves. And the free throw and the bonus miss rim short. So Auburn comes back with it. As we have another foul picked up on the floor by Florida. Reaching in once again. Auburn will be sent to the free throw line in the 1-1 bonus. Number 0, Katie Johnson. 1-1 bonus. First free throw around the rim and in. Second one off the front rim missed. The rebound controlled by Florida. Under 3 minutes left to go in the first. As Auburn picks up a reach and foul. So both of these teams in the bonus now as Florida will have their chance for the 1-1. First shot good. At the free throw line, it's number 0 for the Gators, Myron Jones. Second free throw is good. Auburn just 63% so far in free throws at 5 for 8 from the floor. Tigers with the ball, 2:40 remaining before halftime. Jalen Williams lost the ball inside the key. They get it back, though, for Auburn. Alan Flanagan. Crossover at the baseline. Stays in bounds as he stepped out of bounds. Trying to walk the tightrope there. It's a turnover again for Auburn. Florida will have it back with under 2.5 minutes left to play. Yeah, good question. I'd probably go with Derrick Rose. Because Blake Griffin's actually been able to give the Celtics some pretty good minutes from time to time still. Last year he was put in a really tough spot last season. I remember Rose back it was the 2021 playoffs that he really went off in. But he hasn't been playing, I don't think, this season, because whenever I've covered the Knicks, he hasn't been in games. 1.5 left to go before halftime. 22-20, Florida with a lead. So they missed the three off the back rim. Chance for a putback is good. The Gators got themselves a 4-point lead they built with Kawasi Reeves with a putback off the miss by Myron Jones. It's only their third offensive rebound. Auburn's got 11. Football, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Final minute left to go before halftime. Auburn has won over 25 straight games in their home floor, but today, right now, struggling in the first half. Florida with a steal up the floor. Huge rejection by the Tigers by Chris Morris. It goes right back to Auburn out on the break, passing behind the defense. Florida comes out with a big block themselves. These two teams inside the top 10 in blocks per game. Auburn, the best blocking team in the nation. We saw the Tigers with a big block, and then Florida right back. 6 combined blocks so far as we have 35 seconds before halftime. Florida with a possession. 15-second differential shot clock and game clock before half. Castleton down low. Oh, nice find. Absolute dime underneath the hoop, wide open. It's a bucket with a jam. Two-handed flush by Alex Fudge for the Gators. Largest lead of the game for Florida, up by 6. Vegas, welcome back in, man. Hope all is going well. This is somewhat shocking right now. Florida with only a 7-5 record, leading at number 20 ranked Auburn. Top of the key. Cardwell puts it into the hands to Wendell Green. Shoots the three at the buzzer. He drills it to close out and go into halftime. Big time 3-ball. He is money on by Wendell Green at the edge of the midcourt logo. We enter halftime now, 26-23. That was desperately needed for Auburn. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe as we enter halftime with this one. We ended half on a high note right there. A couple big blocks. And then Florida able to build their lead. And they've been building their lead without Colin Castleton being a major offensive factor today. Castleton, just 2 points. Yet to make a field goal so far in the first half for Castleton. Yet they're by 3. This game's been a grind. Florida 36% shooting. Auburn in the first half at just 29% from the floor. Tigers lead the rebounds +7, 22-15. But man, it's been turnover city in this type of game today. There's been a combined 20 turnovers in the first half, 12 of those by Auburn, 8 by Florida. And that's not a profile of an NCAA tournament team that you see make deep runs in the tournament. You have to take care of the basketball, and this is not a good start tonight for Auburn in this game. Really have to settle it down. Going to go over the scoreboard right now for college basketball. Missouri putting on a hammering right now to Kentucky, 42-28 with 1 minute left to go before halftime in that game as Mizzou is up. UConn leading Villanova 45-39. And right now, that's basically it for key games going on at this moment. Already a final scoreboard update we got with Tennessee winners over Ole Miss 63-59. Virginia pounding Albany 66-46, and TCU and Gonzaga picking up victories as well. TCU ranked at number 18. That's a team that only has 1 loss in the season for TCU, yet they're kind of being shadowed upon by a lot of other teams being slept upon right now, but they destroy Central Arkansas 103-57. Gonzaga puts up 120 points against a non-D1 school, Eastern Oregon today, 120-42. All right, so I'm going to release that poll right there. Auburn took the poll almost 60-40. Thanks so much all for voting in that poll tonight. So we're currently just at halftime at the moment. Hit us up in the chat if you guys are like, who do you guys got in this one, Florida or Auburn? Jerry, thanks so much for joining in. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for finding my channel. Haven't done NBA updates in a little bit, so I'll do that right now since we're at half. But Detroit up over Orlando 44-38 in that one. The Phoenix Suns were getting destroyed, but they made a comeback, though. Washington still up by 10. The Wizards lead against the Suns 58-48. Hawks leading the Nets tonight 31-27. Brooklyn is red hot as of late. And then the Heat lead the Lakers 23-19. Feel free to join in. Later tonight, I'll be back. Second game of the doubleheader. It will be Arkansas taking on LSU. That should be an interesting matchup in that game. Arkansas comes in number 9 ranked in the nation. LSU, same record at 11-1. Both of the teams are 11-1, but LSU's nowhere to even be found. Not receiving any votes, not even in the bracket, according to bracketologists right now for early bracket predictions, because they played one of the easiest schedules out of major conference teams this season. They've only played 2 teams that's power conference opponents, K-State and Wake Forest for LSU. LSU's at home tonight against Arkansas, so that's going to be interesting to see like how they do. Zachary, welcome to the stream, man. Taking Auburn in this one. Yeah, my prediction was Auburn for this game. I was shocked to see that they've been struggling early. They got right out of the gate. They led 7-0. They've taken Florida away from Florida's strength, their three-point shot. Colin Castleton's yet to get going either. Florida 1 for 8 from 3. Castleton just 2 points, is yet to make a field goal in the first half. But Johnny Broome, once he got into foul trouble, he took a seat on the bench. Hasn't come back as Dylan Cardwell was out on the floor in his place. So Johnny Broome, as long as he gets back, I think he's going to be making an impact here because he's got 6 rebounds so far. Top rebounder for Auburn in the first half. KD Johnson last year was great for Auburn. He's got 5 points off the bench, so he's given this team a spark off the bench when needed. Boba tea. I've actually never tried it before. I like a bunch of like different teas, but I actually never tried that one. UConn's starting to run away with Villanova against Villanova right now. UConn up by 10, 49-39. So it's a 10-point lead right now for UConn as they're undefeated still, 13-0. Them, Purdue, and New Mexico all undefeated. Quite odd that New Mexico ranked in the top 25 at number 22 this week. Yeah, Florida's really struggled this year. They have like a bunch of transfers on their team. Missouri looking good. They're up over Kentucky 42-30. That's been a shock. Missouri playing this well. Missouri crushed Illinois last week. I was shocked to see that we haven't seen Missouri in the top 25 just yet for them. Missouri should definitely be in the top 25 if they beat Kentucky. That's one thing for sure. Yeah, so Missouri gets... So they're receiving votes right now. They're at number 32. So they're receiving 57 votes this week. Their only loss, they got beat pretty hard by Kansas. That's it for Missouri. So Kansas right now ranked at number 4. SEC is pretty stacked. There's some of the teams at the bottom struggling. Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Florida, and Texas A&M both in the same tier with each other right now. 7-5 records. Texas A&M was a team that surged on late last season that a lot of us thought that got snubbed from the bracket for them, that didn't make it in for Texas A&M. They had a remarkable run all the way to the SEC championship game last year, but yeah, they're struggling this season, and they brought back the majority of their team from last year too. Ole Miss right now, Ole Miss lost to Tennessee today, so Ole Miss currently 8-5, and then Georgia's actually doing pretty well right now in the SEC. 9-3 record for Georgia. So winning percentage above 700 in the conference. Multiple teams, Arkansas, LSU, Mississippi State, who's another surprising team this season. They get a top 5 rated defense right now for Mississippi State. Missouri, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky. Feel free to join in for Arkansas taking on LSU later tonight. I'll be back in the call for that one too, covering that game. We're currently just at halftime, but waiting for the second half to begin in a little bit. If you guys enjoy the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action, play-by-play, college hoops, also NBA games as well. Coming off 2 great doubleheaders on Christmas Day, able to stream. Yeah, so Missouri pounded Illinois last week, which Illinois got taken out of the top 25 for that. They got crushed against Kansas the week prior from Missouri. Missouri's up by 12 at halftime against Kentucky right now, 42-30. LSU is 11-1, and LSU has played like a cupcake schedule. They've only played 2 major conference schools in their entire schedule from seeing what they played against. It was Wake Forest and Kansas State. Their lone loss was against Kansas State by 2. Let's see. So Missouri, wow, they played a really easy schedule to start off. So they've only played 2 major conference opponents. They got destroyed against Kansas. It was a home game, too, against Kansas, 95-67. And then they won last Thursday, 93-71 against Illinois, which Illinois was ranked at number 16, and they got taken out of the top 25 after that. It's going to be interesting to see, like, if Missouri's going to make it into the tournament or not, because they got taken into overtime against Wichita State. They won against Wichita State. Other than that, like, all the other schools they played back in the non-conference slate were, like, easy programs. They beat UCF by 2. Yeah, this is the time of year for bowl games right now. So it doesn't shock me that Vaughn's watching the ball game. Yeah, this has just been a weird season. Like, teams that you wouldn't have predicted to be in, like, having a great start or a great record, like Missouri is one of those teams for sure. Georgia's 9-3 this year. Oregon State almost beat Duke last month. That was close when they played the PK Invitational. Mississippi State's in the top 25. Kansas State's receiving votes this week. Like, they were projected to be at the very bottom of the Big 12. Well, hopefully a much better half here, especially when it comes to taking care of the basketball. Florida had 8 turnovers, but Auburn really struggled with 12 total turnovers in the first half. Both of the teams struggling to make their shots, went on multiple scoring droughts in the first half. Florida at just 36% shooting. Auburn held at just 29% shooting from the floor. The Gators, their bread and butter this season has been making their threes. Held at just 1 for 8 from three-point range in the first half, though. And Colin Castleton, their top scorer this season, has only got 2 points in that first half, yet to make a field goal so far in the game. So he's going to have to get going. He's been doing it through his defense. 3 blocks for Castleton, keeping them right in the game. This has been a block fest today. 2 teams top 5 nationally in blocks per game. Florida 5th in the nation. Auburn number 1. Auburn averages around 7 blocks per game. They've got 2 so far in the first half. And then Florida actually has more blocks right now. They got 4 blocks so far, and 3 of those by Castleton. Good Pupper, welcome back in. Hope all is going well, man. Johnny Broome got into quick foul trouble in the first half, sat out for like the final 8 minutes. He has 2 personal fouls, but he's the top interior scorer this season for Auburn on the team for their top front court player. And Broome's currently the leading scorer, top rebounder as well for Auburn, averaging, or number 2 scorer. He's right behind, he is right behind Wendell Green and scoring just a tad behind him. So he's averaging 12 and 8 this season for Johnny Broome. Florida's going to get the inbound. They're up by 3 as we welcome you back in. Second half about to begin. Florida left to right on the floor. Auburn right to left. As the Gators turn it over off the opening inbound of the second half. Auburn comes out with a steal and Wendell Green gets fouled 2 seconds into the second half underneath the Auburn hoop by Trey Bonham. Wow, what a terrible start for Florida. Start off half 2. They turn over the basketball in their own backcourt right underneath Auburn's hoop. And Green will shoot 2 shots at the free throw line. First one's good. It's been a nightmare when this game is combined for 23 total turnovers, and we just started off the second half. Second free throw by Green, skipped around the rim and out. Rebound controlled by Trey Bonham of Florida. They'll try it again this time for the Gators, up by 2 with the basketball. Bonham hands it off to Myron Jones around the outside. Kyle Lofton lobs it backdoor for Colin Castleton. That's how you get the big fella involved as he throws it down with a 2-handed alley-oop jam, cutting backdoor to the hoop. Gators by 4, 19.5 left to go. Wendell Green pass midcourt, defended by Bonham. Moves it out to the left wing. 3 on its way. No good. Missed rim short by Chris Moore to get the offensive rebound. Straightaway 3. Green. Oh, he hits it. Wendell Green from downtown lets it rain for the 3-ball, 1-point game. Now the shots start to drop. Auburn hasn't attempted many threes in this one. Wendell Green, though, he's made both of the threes so far tonight. And outside, that's actually 3 as a team that they've made, but he's made 2 of the 3 threes tonight. 1 minute through the second half, Florida up by 1. They have the ball. Castleton just scored on the alley-oop, brings a double team at the baseline. Moves it on top into the hands to Will Richard. He shoots the 3. That's well short. Air balls it out of bounds. Turnover by the Gators. They got a bunch of transfers, especially in the backcourt for Florida this season. Will Richard from Belmont, Kyle Lofton from St. Bonaventure, Trey Bonham from VMI. It's going to take some time for this lineup here. Castleton basically like the star player that came back for Florida. Here's a steal. Near side of the floor, Bonham makes the cross-court pass, attacking the rim, throwing it down with a dunk. That's Kawasi Reeves with a two-handed flush. Man, he can fly for being 6'6". Kawasi Reeves, top 45 recruit from Georgia. He's got 8 points so far in this game. It's actually the top scorer right now coming off the bench for the Gators. No, I will not be watching the Alamo Bowl tomorrow. Once again, Wendell Green Jr. got fouled, so he'll shoot 2 at the free throw line for the second time in the second half. Seven points so far by Wendell Green. 1 for 2 at the free throw line. First one is a make. Second shot's good by Green. He got fouled from three-point range, so he'll have a third coming up. Free throw number 3. That one is good as well. Perfect 3 for 3 at the free throw line. By Wendell Green Jr. ties it up at 30. 18-10 left to go in action. Florida dribbles past midcourt with Kyle Lofton. Lofton moves it out to the top to Castleton. Castleton drives on. Broom moves it over to the wing. 3 taken in the air. Missed by Bonham. Defensive rebound pulled down for Auburn. Wendell Green going to slow it down as he gets the ball in his hands. Green moves it on top over to Johnny Broom. Bounce pass inside the key. They move it back outside to Green with 12 on the shot clock. Green dribbles up to the top of the key. A lot of dribbling, kick out to the corner. 3 on its way. Zep Jasper missed off the back rim. Battle for the rebound. Lost out of bounds, and it will stay Auburn ball. So 30 all. This will stay Auburn basketball now with 17:27 remaining. The lob goes inside of Broom, working on multiple defenders. Scores. Nice up and under move there by Johnny Broom with a strong bucket inside the low post for Auburn to take the lead. Broom up to 6.7 rebounds, also 3 assists for the top big man for Auburn this season. Gators with the ball, around 17 minutes left to go. Trey Bonham passes over to Castleton. Castleton at the right elbow. Up fake. Castleton drives on Broom. No good. Great defensive stop there by Broom. So it goes on the hardwood, and we get a tie up here on the floor. Be possession arrow Auburn with 16:57 remaining. Close, actually a pretty close game between UConn and Villanova right now. UConn leading 55-49 against Villanova with just under 7 minutes left to go. We'll keep you guys posted on that one. UConn, by the way, undefeated at 13-0, number 2 team behind Purdue. Auburn up by 2 now, looking to extend it As Johnny Broom puts a turnaround jumper up in the key, no good. Put back opportunity, no good off the glass, missed by Chris Moore. And Castleton comes in with a defensive rebound, able to save it for Florida. Castleton held to just 4 points tonight, averaging just under 16 points per game. He gets a touch at the top of the key. Castleton defended by Broom. Attacking the rim, soaring up, throwing it down with a two-handed flush. That is Alex Fudge, number 3 for the Gators. Off the assist by Castleton. Turning the corner, driving past the defender. We're even at 32. 7 points by Fudge for the transfer from LSU. Auburn has the ball. Out to the right corner goes to Wendell Green. Green trying to draw contact. He does. And this will be free throws coming up. We'll see if that was a 2 or a 3. Drawing contact by Trey Bonham at the corner. Looks like we're going to take a timeout from the action first here. 32-all with 16 minutes left to go. Great game between these two teams. All right, so we head to the timeout right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate all for joining in tonight. Wendell Green Jr. for Auburn, top scorer. He's got 10 points currently. Only player to reach double figures tonight. 8 points by Kawasi Reeves, who leads the way for Florida in today's game. Auburn's plus 10 on the glass right now, leading the rebound battle 27-17, but Florida has kept themselves right in the game because they haven't cost themselves on turnovers as much as Auburn. There's been a ton of turnovers today. 22 combined turnovers, 13 of those by Auburn. 9 of those by Florida right now. Florida making the most out of their opportunities, too, at the free throw line at 90%, 9 for 10, despite shooting just 1 for 10 from three-point range today. They've made up for it, getting to the charity stripe. And holding Auburn to just 30% shooting as well. Michael, welcome to the stream. Hope all is going well, man. Thanks so much for joining in. Wow, how about this upset right now? Missouri up over Kentucky, 47-30. Approaching the 18-minute mark remaining second half. Kentucky going in, most likely against Louisville on Saturday with a lot of questions. Hey, that's awesome there. Yeah, this actually been a pretty good battle tonight, despite like the turnovers and stuff. I'm glad that it's been close and competitive all throughout the game. I thought that Auburn was going to run away from it by the looks in the first 2 minutes. Auburn got up 7-0, but that's the largest lead of the game. Florida at one point led 26-20. That's the largest lead for Florida, and then Wendell Green made a 3 at the buzzer right in front of half court to cut the deficit to 3. The score at halftime was 23-20. It's been a really low game. At one point, we were looking at a score in the 40s, now looking more like the 50s or 60s by the rate that we've been going. Scoring picking up quite a bit in the second half starting off. So 32-all. Wendell Green Jr. was fouled. Let's see if it was from 3 here as he received the pass at the corner. And yes, he was fouled from 3-point range. That was on the shot by Trey Bonham. So this will be 3 free throws coming up at the line for Auburn. Coming back from the timeout. 15:59 left to go. And trouble for Florida right now. They've got 3 personal fouls as a team. Auburn yet to pick up a foul in the second half. 3rd foul by Trey Bonham as he's going to have to take a seat on the bench. He's the only player with 3 so far today. So here will come up 3 free throws at the line for Wendell Green Jr. First one, no good. Went to the front, went to the back, back to the front, and out. Second one's good. Third free throw, right down the middle. 2 out of 3 that trip at the free throw line. That's the top scorer in the game, Wendell Green Jr. Right now for Auburn, he's got himself 12 points. Florida takes the basketball past midcourt with Kyle Lofton, transfer from St. Bonaventure. Lofton just 4 points so far today. Takes the jumper, step back 2. Oh, he drills it. Deep 2 by Kyle Lofton off the step back up to 6 now. We're even at 34. 15:30 left to go. Auburn top of the key, Johnny Broome. Broome dribbles towards his left, hands it off to KD Johnson. Turns the corner, passes down low. Broome puts it up over Castleton. Missed the first one. Battle for the rebound. Comes down with it. It is Florida. Through traffic. Great defensive stop there. Alex Fudge comes up with a defensive board. Approaching the 15-minute mark left to go as we have a push from behind. I think it was on the shot, too. Kyle Lofton was trying to get into the paint, attacking to the rim. And he'll shoot 2 at the free throw lines. The clock will stop with 15:06. Florida's hung in this game all night long because of the free throws made. 9 for 10 tonight at the free throw line for the Gators. First one, good by Lofton, make it 10 for 11. Kind of shocking to see Florida this close. This win could go a long way for the Gators. Put them right back into the borderline portion of the bracket, like play-in game type of area if they win this one. They still have a bunch more work that they have to do. They lost against Florida Atlantic back in non-conference play, which really hurts. That's the loss that hurts extremely for them, but if they keep on picking up victories throughout the conference slate, things are going to help them out. They have multiple opportunities to do so with 6 teams in the SEC at the moment ranked in the top 25. 4 personal fouls in the second half by Florida. Auburn with just 1. 2-point lead for the Gators. Auburn has the basketball. Wendell Green Jr. at the left wing perimeter, leading scorer so far for Auburn with 12. Bounce pass, able to get it inside the key was Broome. Slides it over to the right wing. Up fake, open 3 in the air. KD Johnson missed off the front rim. It goes to the top of the backboard. It will go out of bounds. Ball will go back to Florida with 14:37 left to play. No signature wins this season for the Gators, so they're looking for one. 2-4 record against major conference opponents. They only have 1 road win. It was on the road at Florida State, which Florida State has been having a really down season. 4-10 record for FSU. Another win against Oregon State, which is only one of 2 power conference victories they have. Other than that, losses coming against ranked opponents. 4 of the 5 losses. Xavier, UConn, West Virginia. Or they've lost 3 to 5 to ranked opponents. Xavier, UConn, West Virginia. Lost against Oklahoma, their last game last Tuesday. Oklahoma currently unranked at the moment. Taking it right to the rim. Auburn ties it up at 36. And then Florida Atlantic, the one that they lost by 2, really stings right now. That was a home loss for them. 14 minutes left to go. Gators, tie game. KD Johnson just scored in the layup. He's got 7 for Auburn. Attacking the rim this time for Florida. Bounce pass to the corner goes to Myron Jones. They move it around the perimeter. Kawasi Reeves. Deep range 3. Missed off the back rim, and the rebound controlled by the Tigers. Number 21 comes out with a board as that is Johan Traore. Down low behind the defense. Johnny Broome scores. That's through for 2, and Auburn takes the lead as the crowd goes wild. Auburn coming into the game, they've won over 25 straight on their home floor, looking to extend it. This place was absolutely wild this season, or last season. That's why they were number one at one point in conference play in February, attacking right to the paint. Nobody there for the Auburn defense. Leads to the Alex Fudge dunk. 38-38 with 13 minutes left. What a game between these two teams. Scoring is picking up after a slow first half. 26-23, Florida led at halftime. Florida looking for their best win all season long. Auburn ranked inside the top 25 at number 20. Jumper at the free throw circle. No good by Allen Flanagan. He pushed off. It's going to be an offensive foul. Turnover by Auburn. Tigers pick up their second personal foul of the second half. Their 14th turnover of the game. Oh, yeah. Allen Flanagan, clear push-off on number 11, Kyle Lofton. Lofton, one of the multiple transfers on Florida. He came from St. Bonaventure in his grad year, playing for the Florida Gators as we have 12 and a half minutes left. Castleton passes out to his left into the hands of Fudge. Over to Lofton now around the perimeter. Moves it over to Kawasi Reeves. Takes the three. He's got it. Kawasi Reeves drills the three for Florida. They got a 3-point lead. This has been surprising right now. Approaching the 12-minute mark left to go. Reeves up to 11. He is the lone player in double figures for the Gators right now. KD Johnson dribbles towards the right wing perimeter. Working on Reeves. Crossover. Takes the three. Missed off the rim. Castleton comes in with a big defensive rebound. Florida with a basketball under 12 minutes remaining. Colin Castleton yet to be an offensive factor today in the game. He's the top scorer. Oh, he almost turned it over. Got it back, though. Swings it out to the corner. Deflected. Florida able to keep it out in front. Shovel. Castleton looking for a bucket. Couldn't get it. Missed off the back rim. And Broom comes up with a defensive board. Behind the defense, there's Broom. Castleton. Rejection, but called in the foul. Not a clean block, and this will send Johnny Broom to the free throw line. Game clock will stop. 11:37 left to go. Florida heating up, making some big-time shots in this game. Kawasi Reeves for the first made three in the second half. They're only 2 for 12 from three-point range. Usually that number doesn't get you a W. Right now it's got you a lead. 41-38, 11:37 remaining as we take the timeout. So Auburn will shoot 2 free throws once we get back from break. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and let us know out in the chat. Feel free. Let us know who you guys got in this one tonight, Florida or Auburn. And we'll also be back later tonight covering Arkansas against LSU. So if you guys would like to stop on board for that stream, feel free to do so as well. Quick scoreboard update throughout college basketball right now. UConn up over Villanova. 2 minutes left to go. 63-57. UConn currently 13-0. Number 2 ranked team in the nation. Missouri really putting it on against Kentucky right now. Kentucky in danger of dropping this one. Number 19 ranked currently for Kentucky. 54-39. Missouri leading with under 15 minutes left to play there. And Baylor non-conference game leading Nichols 28-17. Bryson, welcome in, taking Auburn in this one. Yeah, that's what I had for my prediction for this game. I'm shocked right now that Auburn's trailing. Yeah, they're getting pounded right now against Missouri. Missouri's one of those teams that you would not expect to be right now 11-1. There's been a lot of shocking teams this year. Mississippi State is another team. They're in the top 25. They have a top 5 ranked defense this season from Mississippi State. Kansas State's having a great year, receiving votes this week. It's just been quite an odd year this season. So many upsets. There's been, from what I can remember, there's been more Power 5 schools losing to mid-majors than I could ever remember this season. Unfortunately, I had Kentucky right there, unfortunately for you, but I honestly think if Kentucky's playing like that, I think Louisville's got a chance since their team's been improving. Like that would go down as the biggest upset all season if it happens. Like anything like besides like if a D3 school beats a D1, based on the records of those two teams. But I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. And on Saturday. First one good by Auburn at the free throw line as we come back to action. Second one's good. 11:37 left to go. Florida will have the basketball off this inbound. The 25-game home winning streak for Auburn in jeopardy right now with 11.5 minutes left against Florida. Like, who would have ever imagined Florida been having a struggle of a season for them? Multiple players via transfers on their roster. They missed the backdoor lob. Second chance. They get it again, power their way inside, and scored a bucket with Karasi Reeves. Wow, they found something in this matchup here with number 14 tonight. 11 minutes left to go. 13 points by Reeves in tonight's game. Reeves, the sophomore, top 45 recruit from Macon, Georgia. As the jumper goes down for Auburn from the mid-range. It's a 1-point game. Jalen Williams hits the mid-range jumper. He's up to 5 points. Jason Jitabo on the outside, puts it into the hands of Kyle Lofton. Lofton passes over to Reeves. Keep on feeding him. Takes the three. Missed off the back rim, and the rebound saved by KD Johnson. 10.5 minutes left to go. Auburn down 1. They have the basketball. Pass midcourt with Trey Donaldson. Donaldson dribbles towards his right. Now drives down inside on Jitabo. Passes on top. Over to Jalen Williams. Back over to Donaldson. 12 in the shot clock for Auburn. Donaldson. Top of the key, up fake, shovels the pass down low, has space, got it to go, count it in the bucket. Chris Moore, count it in one. Great vision there by Donaldson from the top of the key to underneath the hoop, able to find Moore. And now Moore will shoot one coming up at the free throw line. Chris Moore with 8 points. And you got Kawasi Reeves, 2 on the foul. That's big. Kawasi Reeves has been the one that's really torching Auburn tonight. He's got 13 points for Florida. Florida's going to have to find answers without Reeves. 2 players double figures currently for Auburn. Chris Moore missed free throw. Loose ball. Jitabo steps out of bounds with it. It's going to stay Auburn basketball. 12 points by Wendell Green Jr. 10 points by Johnny Broom with 10 rebounds. 10:05 left to go. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action, play-by-play of both college and NBA games here on the channel. Top of the key, Auburn. They have it with KD Johnson. Johnson, the number 2 scorer last season, behind Jabari Smith, blocked by Jitabo. Florida comes out with the ball. It's been a block fest today. Florida, 5th in the nation in blocks per game. Auburn is number 1 in the nation, averaging above 7 blocks per game. But tonight, winning the block battle, it's the Gators with 5 blocks. Auburn as a team with 3. Hand off to the top of the key. Myron Jones of the Gators. Up to the free throw circle, he dribbled. Passes out to his right. Alex Fudge. 6 in the shot clock. Off to Jones. Jones with 3. Takes the jumper. Deep 3. Rattles in. It's good. Myron Jones from downtown Florida takes the lead. This game getting really interesting. Florida, second player to double figures now with 10 points is Myron Jones, the transfer from Penn State. This man averaged 15 points per game 2 seasons ago for Penn State. This season, he's averaging below 3. This could be a big get-it-right type of game for him that starts off better numbers throughout the course of the season. Down low, bucket good, up and through. That's a two-handed flush by Jalen Williams. 46 all. Under 9 minutes left to play. Florida with the basketball. Myron Jones takes the three. Top of the key. That missed poorly. Hit the bottom right part of the backboard. Goes back to Auburn. Chris, welcome back in. Hope all is going well, man. Happy holidays out to you, brother. Glad to have you back in the stream. Florida picks up a foul as Auburn was on the transition break. That's going to be Florida's 7th personal foul as a team now. So this is going to send Auburn into the bonus. Yeah, I just created a color scoreboard on Christmas. I opened, had the first stream for that. James, welcome in. I caught the highlights of yesterday's game. Houston hung in with them throughout around 3 quarters, and the Celtics poured it on 4th quarter against the Rockets. Looking for banner 18, man. Somebody asked me earlier in the stream, what am I looking forward to in 2023? I think most realistic. What could happen? Very well could be a Celtics chip. 8:20 left to go. Missed free throw by Auburn in the bonus. Florida comes up with a rebound. Castleton hands it off in the outside over to Myron Jones. Into the hands to Trey Bonham. Bonham, deep three, edge of the logo. No good, skipped around the rim. Offensive rebound, though. Back to Florida, 3 in the air. Missed again by Will Richards. And Auburn comes out with a defensive board. The Tigers have it with 8 minutes remaining. Trey Donaldson up the floor. Donaldson defended by Bonham. Bounce pass Cardwell into the hands to KD Johnson. Johnson, triple teamed, missed off the glass, tipped over to CJ Felder for the defensive board. Here goes Florida, inside the paint, attacking. Trey Bonham, mid-range, draws the foul. It's going to be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. 7:39 left to go. 2 free throws coming up by Trey Bonham of Florida as we're going to take a timeout on the floor. Media break right now, 46-46. Yeah, that was unreal. Luka with a 60-point triple-double yesterday. So here's the funny part about it, is that I got 112 fantasy points in the fantasy team that I have Luka with, and I'm still losing by 100 on that fantasy team. So I got 112 points with Luka, and then everybody else got me had terrible games yesterday and got 15 and 20 fantasy points. Yeah, St. John's having a really good season for them. Started off the season great. UConn's been on another level this season. Yeah, I looked at the box score yesterday. I saw JB got 39, Tatum got 38, and everybody else got single digits. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe as we're currently in the timeout in this one. 7:39 left to go. Quick update for scores right now throughout college basketball. UConn about to pull off another victory. Kind of improved to 14-0 this season as they lead Villanova with 9 seconds left to go, 70-63. Kentucky in some serious trouble, losing tonight, 61-47. Missouri leading with under 12 minutes left to go against Kentucky. NBA scores currently. Wizards up over the Suns, 83-82 at the end of the 3rd quarter. Halftime right now as the Pistons lead the Magic 66-47. Hawks lead the Nets 63-56 at halftime. Halftime between the Heat and Lakers. The Heat lead 61-52. Bucks and Bulls playing right now. Chicago leads 39-33 and T-Wolves up over the Pelicans, started the 2nd quarter, 28-24. Hey, that's awesome there, Chris. Best of luck going to the UConn game this Saturday. It's actually been a pretty surprising result right now that Auburn hasn't run away with this game. They're on a 25 home game winning streak, but just haven't been able to run away with this one right now for the Tigers. Credit the defense from Florida throughout this game. 8 steals, 5 blocks for the Gators tonight, playing scrappy defense all throughout the course of the game. Colin Castleton, where scoring hasn't been his strong suit tonight, he's made up for it. In the first half, he had 3 blocks. This is really promising here. Coming from the bench, they got 23 bench points for Florida, 13 by Kawasi Reeves, 10 bench points by Myron Jones. Coming up after this will be Arkansas against LSU. I'm going to take probably like a 5-minute break or so, change around the scoreboard stuff, and then we'll be back for Arkansas versus LSU after this one. This game's going by pretty quick tonight. 7:39 left to go. Gonzaga with the longest active home winning streak at 73, and then Texas Tech, Arizona, Kentucky, and then Auburn. First free throw, it is good at the free throw line by Florida. Yeah, no problem, Chris. Enjoy the rest of your night, man. Glad to see you in the stream. Second free throw by Florida. That is good by Trey Bonham. He makes them both. 2-point lead for the Gators. 7.5 minutes left to go. 13 of 14 tonight at the free throw line for Florida. Auburn just 13 for 20. They power their way inside. Broome gets blocked by Castleton. 4th block of the game by Castleton and Florida. Their scrappiness comes up with a basketball. Hustle play by C.J. Felder, able to dig it out. Here goes the Gators looking to extend it. Castleton bounce pass, gets position, puts it up, scores, up and in off the backboard. C.J. Felder for 2. Wow. This has been a shocking result right now in this one as we approach the 7-minute mark left to play in the second half. Auburn down by 4-25. Home game winning streak in jeopardy. Turnaround hook. Makes it in. Jalen Williams gets the 2. Puts it to a 2-point game. Gators in their backcourt. They'll cross midcourt now with Myron Jones. Lobs it out to the top of the key to Colin Castleton. Castleton passes off to a cutter. Catches it. Gets fouled from the backside. 2 free throws coming up by Jones at the free throw line as he gets contacted by an Auburn defender. Great backdoor cut right there for Florida. This will be the Gators shooting 2 coming up at the line. This is actually Will Richard, number 5, the one who got fouled. First one, got the friendly bounce, makes the free throw. Foul trouble at the moment. Alex Fudge, 3 personal fouls. Trey Bonham has 3 for Florida. Nobody has 3 so far for Auburn tonight, but multiple players with 2 each. Johnny Broome, Dylan Cardwell, Alan Flanagan, and KD Johnson, all with 2 personal fouls. Second free throw is good. 4-point game by the Gators, making the most of their opportunities. They are 15 for 16 tonight at the free throw line. That's impressive. 94% shooting. You put up numbers like that, you win the game. A clean block, goes back, got deflected out of bounds by Felder. The game clock will stop with 6:17. They're going to say, actually, it wasn't clean, so Jalen Williams will head to the free throw line and shoot 2, what the referees are looking right now. So Jalen Williams will head to the free throw line now for Auburn. 2 free throws. 6:17 left to go. First one is good. Second one's good. 2-point game. Gators get the inbounds. Pass midcourt with Castleton. They need to get into a ball handler's hand, and now they do with Myron Jones. Jones bounce pass over to the logo. Back to Jones it goes off the handoff. Jones dribbles, drives right down the lane inside, and he will draw the blocking foul. That'll be foul number... should be number 5 by Auburn tonight. They're going to give it a block or no on this. It might have been before the shooting motion. So if it was before the shooting motion, it will go to an inbound here. They put a new 20 back on the shot clock, and yeah, it was before the shooting motion. Okay, so we're going to take a timeout as well on the floor. Florida will burn a timeout, so 2 timeouts remaining for the Gators, 3 for Auburn right now. Timeout taken by Florida. 6 minutes left to go. 52-50, Gators by 2. Yes, I do, Vaughn. Yeah, my big goal for this coming year is saving up so I can move out and buy my first house. That's the big goal for the new year. I was planning on doing it this year, but then once the prices started to skyrocket, things just, unfortunately, the prices got higher and higher and higher. So I'm looking for things, hopefully, looking for things to drop. Trip, welcome to the stream. I'm for neither team. I'm actually a Providence fan, if you guys didn't know, but I cover different games, play-by-play of both college basketball and NBA. If you're new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here on the channel. Really good game tonight. This kind of been shocking. Florida coming in with a 7-5 overall record. They haven't put together any signature wins this season. This is a road game where Auburn has been stellar at home. 25 straight home wins. That is top 10 in the nation for most home wins as a program. And right now it's a 2-point lead for Florida at the moment. And Colin Castleton hasn't really been involved offensively for their top scorer tonight. So this has been... it's been interesting. Feel free to join in for Arkansas going up against LSU after this one. If you guys would like to be a part of that stream too, feel free to do so. Kevin, welcome in. Thanks so much, man, for joining in. So I'll be back later tonight as well, covering Arkansas against LSU if you guys would like to come on board. And then after the late one tonight, I'll be back for 2 more on Saturday. Kentucky versus Louisville. I'll be covering that one on Saturday. Also, I put in my community tab. If you haven't already done so, feel free to vote on which game you like for me to cover on Saturday after Kentucky-Louisville. It's either going to be Kansas versus Oklahoma State or Arizona versus Arizona State. That should be an interesting matchup too tonight. The 9 p.m. one, Arkansas-LSU. We'll join it in progress. I'll take like a 5-minute break because I have to turn over I have to create the new graphics for the stream and stuff. But Arkansas comes in ranked at number 9 in the nation. LSU 11-1 record. Both of them have the same record, but LSU has barely played any opponents of quality. They've only played 2 power conference opponents, K-State and Wake Forest. And they beat Wake Forest slightly, and they lost by 2 to Kansas State. We come out of the timeout. Castleton down inside the low post, puts up the shot, missed off the back rim, tipped up, and the rebound goes to Auburn. 5.5 left to go. Tigers down by 2. They get the basketball. They're going to slow it down with Wendell Green at the point. Green dribbles towards the left wing perimeter. Hands it off to Zep Jasper. Now on the outside, it goes to Jalen Williams. Over to Johnny Broom. Hand off Wendell Green. Lob. He took the jumpers. There was a teammate there. Missed off the front rim. Offensive rebound, Auburn. Over to the top. They had an opening. Instead, extra bounce pass made. Flanagan with a 3 from the corner. Missed off the rim. Offensive rebound. Second chance. They put one up. Missed off the rim again by Wendell Green. 3 shots. No makes on that possession there by Auburn off of 2 straight offensive rebounds. It will go back to Florida. 5 minutes left to go. Gators with the ball, slowing it down. Up by 2 for Florida. Looking for their best win, a signature win, to put them on the map and put them back into bracket contention around the bubble. Attacking the paint, off fake, puts it up, scores. That's good. Up and in off the glass by Trey Bonham. He scores with a basket. What a surprising result we got right here. 4.5 left to go. Tigers with the ball at the top. Johnny Broom moves it off to Green. Lobs it over to the right elbow. Jalen Williams turned around, missed off the back rim, tip in, as that will count by Johnny Broom for 2. As we approach the 4-minute mark left to go. Florida with a possession. Trey Bonham on the outside. Defended 1-on-1 by Wendell Green. Left wing perimeter. Crossover. 12 on the shot clock. Bonham had it almost stripped. Oh, what a hustle play. Auburn comes up with a steal. Watch out. Allen Flanagan behind the defense. Throwing it down with a two-handed flush. We're tied. 54-54 with 3:40 remaining. The steal and the dunk. Great defense there. That possession by Auburn. 3.5 left to go. Florida driving into the key, floating up the runner, and they'll draw the foul. So this will be 2 coming up at the free throw line with 3:32 left to go for the Gators, who has been incredible tonight when it comes down to free throws. 15 for 16 on free throws in this game. Zep Jasper came up with a steal, and off it went to Allen Flanagan behind the defense in the break, who threw it down for the two-handed flush. That's how we're tied up at 54. Alright, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here on the channel. I cover basketball action here, play-by-play of college hoops and also NBA streams here. I usually get whatever games are on like national TV on like ESPN or ESPN2. So if Miami comes on like national TV when I'm around, then I'll have a chance to cover them. Yeah, I actually got to see Miami in person a month ago. They played against Maryland down in Mohegan Sun. I was shocked how well Maryland played through that whole tournament. Maryland offensively, they've fallen apart last couple of games. They were lights out when they played at Mohegan Sun. Man, Missouri really putting a pounding to Kentucky right now. 75-59 with under 7 minutes left to play in that game. UConn winning over Villanova 74-66. This could be very well a different March Madness this season. No Jay Wright at Villanova. Villanova looking like they probably won't make the bracket on the early season outlook for their program this season. They struggled early on. They entered that UConn game on a winning streak, but as in terms of like quality victories for Villanova, they've haven't been able to get any so far this year. I think their best one was against Oklahoma that they were able to win. So they're going to have to win a ton in conference play in order to get there. Wow, there's a fight in the Pistons Magic game. Killian Hayes knocking out Mo Wagner. There's a video on that online. Christian, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Got a good one right now, 54-54. Hit us up in the chat. Who do you guys got in this one? Florida or Auburn, as we are down to now 3:32 remaining on the clock as we come back from to action here. Upcoming, I'll be doing another stream after this one. Number 9 Arkansas taking on number 9 Arkansas taking on LSU. Both of the teams with an 11-1 record. Feel free to join in for that game later tonight. The last loss at home for Auburn, that was against Florida. So it's a 25-game home winning streak. Last loss at home against Florida back in 2021. Florida will get the inbound underneath their hoop. 3:32 left to go. Kyle Lofton, the inbound passer for the Gators, moves it out to the left wing perimeter. We got a whistle. Away from the basketball, it's going to be on Auburn here. That's going to be number 7, so this will send Florida to the bonus. The Gators will head to the free throw line. 1-1 bonus now with Trey Bonham. Bonham tonight perfect. 2 for 2 at the free throw line as a team there. 15 of 16. Difference maker could be free throws. 94% by Florida. 68% by Auburn. Auburn 15 of 22. First free throw missed off the back rim by Bonham. Only the second miss of the game for the Gators as Auburn comes up with a rebound. Chance to take the lead this possession for the Tigers. Attacking. Wendell Green makes the extra pass down low. Two-handed flush by Johnny Broome. And the Tigers up by 2. Great read right there by Wendell Green Jr. making the pass at the low left block to Johnny Broome with a double-double, 12 and 11 for the transfer from Morehead State. 3:05 left to go. Florida down by 2 with the basketball. Looking to keep up the 25 home game win streak at home for Auburn here. Florida with it, dribbling, attacking downhill. We get a offensive foul by the Gators. Kyle Lofton leans in with a shoulder, takes the charge, and Wendell Green Jr. taking over this game right now with his playmaking and his defense as he takes the charge. Johnny Broome picked up 2 personal fouls in the first half, saw quite a bit of time on the bench. Broome came up with a block. Green took the charge in the last play. And it goes right back to Auburn. 2:50 remaining. Tigers by 2 with the basketball. Wendell Green slows it down. 7 personal fouls for Auburn. 9 by Florida in the second half. 6 zip run by Auburn last minute and a half with the left hand. Down inside the paint. Missed a layup by Jalen Williams. Tipped to the corner. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Florida. It will stay Auburn ball. Clock stops with 2:35 left to go. Todd Golden looking around, dazed and confused about the call right there by the officials, but this will be Auburn basketball as the whole arena is lit right here as the fans on their feet. Auburn will get the inbound, far side of the floor in their front court. Broome gets the inbound, hands it off, 3 in the air at the wing, missed off the back rim by Jalen Williams. And defensive rebound pulled down by Colin Castleton. Florida with it. Aaron, welcome in. Yes, I remember you. Welcome back in the stream, man. Pass midcourt for Florida. Castleton has it top of the key. Defended by Broome. Hands it off. Over to the top to Myron Jones. 2:10 left to go. Down by 2 for the Gators. Deep range 3. Missed way off the mark. No good by Kawasi Reeves. And a foul call on the rebound is going to be charged to Broome. So Broome battling Castleton for the rebound. Bruce Pearl shaking his head about the call. So the clock stops with 2:08 left to go, and this will send Florida back to the free throw line and a 1-1 bonus. Colin Castleton, the free throw shooter. 1-1 here at the free throw line. He's only got 4 points tonight, averaging just under 16 this season. For the top player on Florida. First free throw is good. Johnny Broome been doing a tremendous job all night long, limiting Colin Castleton as much as possible. Second shot by Castleton. That one's through. 56-56, 2:08 left to go. Auburn in the backcourt with Wendell Green Jr. He crosses the midcourt logo. Backdoor pass. Basketball gets stuck wedgy as there was a foul attached to that too by Florida. So this will send KD Johnson to the free throw line as he was seen cutting backdoor to the hoop. He gets Myron Jones in the blocking foul. I predicted Auburn in this one today. Yeah, this has been shocking that Florida is right there with Auburn in this game. KD Johnson, 2 free throws coming up. 1:57 left to go on the clock. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play, college hoops, also NBA games. I'll be back live covering Arkansas versus LSU after this one. First free throw. Missed around the rim and out. That is no good by KD Johnson. Could very well come down to free throws. Auburn 15 of 23 tonight at the free throw line, below 68%. Florida 17 of 19 at 89.5%. Kobe Chandler, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much all for joining in. Best of luck there to Chandler in that pick. Yeah, Cavs doing really well, man. Colin Castleton's getting his right wrist right now taped up as we have 1:57 left to go. Hit us up in the chat who you guys got in this one tonight, Auburn or Florida. Let us know out in the chat. So they had to stop play for Colin Castleton. He had to get his right wrist taped up. Got it taped up. Second free throw. That is good by KD Johnson. So a 1-point lead now for Auburn. Pass midcourt for Florida. Kyle Lofton, bounce pass over to Myron Jones. Top of the key, 1:45 left to go. Jones gives it over to Castleton at the left elbow. Castleton backs his way now, mid-block. Castleton, one-on-one, shovels the pass. Backdoor, they score. Kawasi Reeves behind the defense gets the layup. 1:30 left to go. Kawasi Reeves has been tremendous tonight. 15 points. The team leader for Florida. KD Johnson has it at the top of the key for Auburn on a 25-game winning streak at home. Oh, nice pass down low. That's good. Up in and off the glass. Johnny Broome, double machine tonight. Scores off the assist by Johnson. 1:05 left to go. Broome with 14 points, 11 rebounds. Florida with the ball as we reach 1 minute left to play. Kawasi Reeves in the outside. Hand off to Jones. Myron Jones, bounce past Castleton, top of the key, 12 on the shot clock. Castleton, hand off Myron Jones. Jones takes the three. Missed off the back rim, no good. It goes out of bounds. It will be possession arrow Auburn. Had a good look there by Myron Jones. Couldn't convert, though. They're just 16% from three-point range tonight for Florida. And we have a timeout taken on the floor as well by Florida with 47.6 seconds left to go. The Gators with just one timeout left. Auburn with 3. So we'll get back to the timeout slide now. 47 seconds left to play as Auburn holds on to a 1-point lead. I'm going to go NC State this year for them. Last year, they dealt with like a bunch of injuries, so it was like a lost season for them, but they got a lot of good scores on that team. This has been shocking because Florida is built of multiple transfers for them. They only brought back like their key player, Colin Castleton, which hasn't really been a factor tonight in this game. All right, so we're going to come back from the timeout right now. 59-58 to score, 47 seconds left to go. It will be Auburn basketball. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up here as we are getting back to action in just a moment. Auburn gets the inbound, 45 seconds left to play. Tigers pass midcourt. 15 on the shot clock, 32 on the game clock. 17-second differential between shot clock and game clock. KD Johnson moves it out to the corner. Pass by Auburn gets intercepted. Florida comes out with a steal. Poor decision there by Jalen Williams, and Florida has the basketball with 18.2, and they'll take a timeout. The Gators out of timeouts. They will have the basketball back as they force Auburn into their 15th turnover to game, and Florida gets their 9th steal tonight. What a game between these two teams. Let's see. Final four predictions. Mine's probably going to change a ton. I can definitely see there's going to be one team from the Big 12 in there. I wouldn't be shocked. I think TCU right now is slept on by a lot of people at number 18. I got a team from the Big 12. They might be a sleeper out of there for me. Houston, Arkansas. Those are two teams that I think could make it into the Final Four. Houston, Arkansas, TCU. Right now slept by a ton of people. And then I'd love to see UConn make it. I'm from Massachusetts, by the way. I'm actually a Providence fan, if you guys didn't know. But man, Big East country out here, like UConn having an incredible season for them. It's just, this season's been crazy. 18.2 seconds left to go. Inbound will be for Florida here. Florida down by 1. They're out of timeouts. Auburn with 3 timeouts. Florida gets the inbound. Castleton moves it over to Kyle Lofton. 11 seconds off to Castleton. Top of the free throw circle. Castleton powers his way inside. Lost control of basketball. He turns it over. Pass ahead for Auburn. Going right to the rim. They get the layup. It's good with 1.8 seconds left to go. Costly turnover by Florida as they couldn't get a shot off, and it will be final. Auburn wins as they come up with a steal. Colin Castleton doing too much. Not known as a ball handler in that situation. Try to attack from the top of the key down inside a low post. Too many defenders there for Auburn. They come up with a steal. They run the floor. They get the layup with Wendell Green. And the game goes final. 61-58 the final score. What a game between these two teams. Feel free to join in for Arkansas versus LSU. I'll be back in about 5 minutes from now. Let's take a look at this final sequence before we wrap up. Castleton just drives right into multiple defenders who are there to steal the pass. Pass ahead of the pack, and Wendell Green, been the player of the game, comes up with a layup off the steal by Auburn. And Green tonight, he finishes with 14 points for Wendell Green, 14 by Johnny Broome with 11 rebounds, 13 by Jalen Williams. 3 players double figures for Auburn, 15 points by Kawasi Reeves, who led the way for Florida, the game leader in scoring. Before we wrap up, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be back in about 5 minutes from now. Just have to change over to graphics. Separate stream for Arkansas versus LSU, so make sure to ring that notification bell so you do get notified when I'll be back on. I'm going to close out to the channel members before I wrap up. We got Jason, Rajeep, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Jess, Ahino, Joseph, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Michael Warren, I Am Ghost Kelly, Asia, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Siegel, Woo Pig, Ian, Oink Oink, and Emmanuel. Thanks so much all for joining in. Feel free to join in back in around 5 minutes from now in progress, Arkansas versus LSU, and enjoy the rest of your night.